So, like I said earlier, I was still going to do a bit more drive later in the day. Done from work, and I want to drive home. That said, I did, while I was driving here, I was doing a bit of a time lapse, and a couple of things happened that I observed. Probably still gonna catch it this time around when it's on camera. Regarding like the differences I'm noticing between 13.2.9 and this version 14.2 FSD version 14.2.1. Right now I'm in Mad Max mode. It's rush hour. It says I'm gonna get to my destination in 37 minutes, 4:38 p.m. I'm almost certain that is gonna increase as time goes on, because it's rush hour, right? But then I noticed a few things that I was going to talk through them. I noticed that the car is it's more aware of its surroundings. So we were at a stop sign. I didn't know someone was about to cross, but then the car started hesitating. And then only for me to realize, okay, someone is trying to cross. Even the lady who was sort of like passing on, waving the cars on and off, is it gonna go? Mad Max is gonna go. I would go too because, it's still in yellow, if that makes sense. Let me edit it and see if it's still gonna say I should go through the same place. Oh, okay. It has changed it now. So 34 minutes, 4:35 p.m. It's asking me to go through a faster route. Let's see if it's faster indeed. Avoid some of those traffic and whatnot. So I was talking you guys. So in terms of some of the changes as well, I noticed it's not nagging frequently like 13.2.9. So I'm gonna say this for people: if you've been hesitating to download version 14.2.1 like I was, or version 14 like I was all along, I think this version is stable enough for an everyday user. There are some quirks like the one I noticed in my last video where the sun shining straight into the camera made the car stop, made it freak out, sort of. But that was not critical, and a critical disengagement. If it happens on a highway, maybe it will be, but that's why it's still a supervised version, right? So you're expected to still be alert, but I think the car is much more aware. It's much more relaxing of its surroundings and kind of knows what to do in like a regular situation. That said, I'm going to talk about, I said I was going to talk about some of those updates. By the way, I named my car Chasing Better. My wife thinks, she's like, that's not a name. So guys, I need suggestions to name this car. This is like a sidebar. I need, legit suggestions. Give me ideas for names. What do you think I should name the car? And I legit will take it into consideration. If there's a popular name, if it's the first name or the only name, I probably would take it, but give me suggestions. That said, I was talking about some of the updates. In my previous video, I couldn't talk about it all before I got to my destination. So I find that, being able to choose your destination, it's very neat. Right now, I have parking lot, street, and I have driveway. You know what? This time around, let me do curbside. Let me see, park. Yeah, let's leave it as street. Let's see what it does when we get to our destination. I'll leave it as street. So back to what I was saying regarding the updates for FSD 14.2.1. I think we talked up to the point where like navigation and routing. With respect to navigation and routing, I think it's still a hit or miss. I have some places I'm going to take it to for my own test. I think I'm going to do that tomorrow. Watch out for that video. I'm going to maybe I would even do a live. I don't know yet. Depending on how, the station feels. This is like an inner street that he wants me to go through, but it says it's faster. So anyway, back to what I was sort of doing. So in terms of like the navigation, so it's still hit or miss. The maps still ask you to take the longer route sometimes. But I haven't kind of caught it in, like I wasn't filming when it happened. If it happens again, hopefully I'm filming it. I'm going to show you guys. But yeah, that's another nice one. The speed profile. So when I was coming here, I used Mad Max, but then there is a problem. And that's the problem with accurately reading the signs. This is a problem that exists in previous versions. In 13.2.9, it was a known problem. It's a persistent problem. I think the Tesla AI team hasn't been able to find a long-lasting solution to it. When it sees, like the last sign it sees, it's what it sticks to. Sometimes it's unable to read the sign accurately. Like for instance, we're going at the road that was 50, but then the last sign it saw was 30. Like that was what the camera picked up. It somehow maybe missed the 50 sign. And so even though it was Mad Max, I think it was going at like 40 something. And so cars behind me, like almost 50, cars behind me will probably be wondering, what's wrong with this guy? When I tried to switch it to hurry, it was dropping. Now it's 30. It has seen the 30. Let's see if it's going to keep driving 30 or if it's going to change. So that's one thing. Then, seeing the sign, the speed profiles are, for me so far, like I said, I'm using Mad Max right now. It's not a crazy Mad Max that people experience in 14.1.4. So I would say Mad Max is stable. It's comfortable enough. I was telling my wife that that's the way I would drive if I'm in a haste. Still careful, looking out for signs. Taking up, but then I'm not taking my sweet time. I'm moving fast and efficient. So that's the way Mad Max was driving. I'm going in here. So I'm going in here. You're in the middle of the road. He didn't even care. So that's why it's making me go through inner streets to save time, which is neat. So the navigation thing, you almost can, beat the car for it. It does well sometimes. Sometimes it, messes up. Improve handling of several scenarios, including unprotected lanes, lane changes, vehicle cuttings, and school buses. So it's done. I haven't done unprotected lane yet, or have I? Yes, I think I have. And it's done it fine. There is a stop sign there. It's done it. So I'm yet to have any cause for complaint. Also, there is offsetting for road debris, tires, tree branches, boxes. So this is like if there's something on the road. Oh no! Now we hit the traffic. Even though the map does not pick it up, the map is not picking up as red. So now this is going to be a tricky one. We're crossing ahead straight over there. So we're supposed to go cross over all the way to the left lane and take a left. So I'm curious to see how this car is going to do. So if it's a human, I'm probably going to be inching there now because this person has left a gap for me to inch there. If these guys are not all parked there, it would have been nice for me, like if they're not blocking, go all the way there and then take that lane to take a left. But the individual, they are blocking the way. So now it's creeping forward, slowly creeping forward. Like I said, this is a tricky one. If you want to see how does Tesla 14.2.1, FSD 14.2.1 handle rush hour, this is it. This is kind of the the ultimate test, you would say. So I'm going all the way to that left lane. So what's it gonna do? Now there's a lineup behind me. They're probably wondering. I'm not pressing, I'm not doing anything. I'm just watching and waiting to see. It's in Mad Max mode, by the way. Waiting to see what it's gonna do. Now the light has stopped them. This guy is coming in. Okay, no, it's not coming in here. Wow. Wow. All that gains is lost here now. Now this is your time to go. Come on. I think he probably wants that lane to be clear, but that lane is not going to be clear. It's not going to be clear. Okay, I'm going to nudge it forward. It's still hesitant. It's still very hesitant. Sir, you're blocking the road. You're blocking the road. People don't know how to drive. Like, if there is an intersection, you don't block the exit. Like, you know. British Columbia drivers, I give you kudos. They are very patient. If this was in Ontario, they would have honked at me. Now, if those both lanes were clear, this would be a good time for me to try and cross to that other lane. But it's not clear. I'm stuck here. There's a long line up behind me. Because these cars could not wait, you know. Okay. Tesla is confused, man. It's confused. It's confused. I'm waiting to see what it's gonna. Relax. I'm coming from that lane. There's nothing I'm gonna do. Yeah, if a policeman comes in, or something, I'll tell them. I'm coming all the way from that lane, from the extreme end. I had to nudge it because I'm just gonna be stuck at that intersection. So that was a difficult one for FSD. I had to, sort of intervene. Yeah, that was a difficult one for it. It could not figure out its way. It's rerouting again now to save 2 minutes. Yeah, I'm sure all those guys were quite pissed at me. They were angry. What is it doing? But then I was coming from from that lane to merging there, so there was nothing I could do. Anyway, back to what I was talking about with respect back to my update review. One thing I have noticed that if I look away and then it start flashing the blue light warning me to pay attention. In previous version, in version 13, I would need to hold the steering for it to recognize that I'm now paying attention. But this one, no, once I look up again, it's fine. Even though I'm wearing, dark glasses. So this is huge improvement. Huge improvement that I'm happy about. Also, they said they've added alerting for residue build-up when in the interior windshield. That's needed. Cleaner camera visibility and all of that. And for upcoming improvements, it says overall smoothness and sentience. Something like what just happened now that's something that would. So imagine if it's a robotaxi. So anytime I think about FSD and when I complain about the navigation, about the map, because some influencers think that it'd be grateful for us to have kind of feeling. No. If we want the system to be the best, we need to be able to critique it honestly, like constructively. So when I talk about the mapping having issues and like smoothness, this is what I'm talking about. Even Tesla acknowledges that it's an upcoming improvement that should come up. Because look at that place, for instance. The car behind me gave us room to kind of merge and go into that lane. But the car was hesitant, even though it was in Mad Max mode. It's become very, very extremely cautious. Caution is a good thing, but then it's also not good sometimes, because it's be as if you are a new driver and a fearful driver. Basically, a fearful driver would likely cause an accident much more than even a driver that's when I say fearful, someone who's afraid. has a higher tendency to cause an accident than someone who drives fast, than a fast driver. So a fearful driver will say is much more dangerous than a fast driver. So, that calmness, that smoothness, being able to read situations and move faster, it's still kind of lacking it. It picked up that man blowing the leaves. I don't want to think it's the leaves that he's stopping for. It picked up the man, if you notice, they dropped off the cab and it was like, should I go ahead? And then the other thing they are looking at in terms of improvement is parking spot selection and parking quality. So, as part of the update, arrival options. So we've kind of tested that already. If you come in here, parking lot, street, driveway, you can also choose curbside, park, So multiple options. So which didn't exist in the past. So this is nice. And then the speed profile. This one. So there are multiple categories of drivers. Like I said, there are the fearful drivers and there are the very fast drivers. So take it as sloth. I think that's the slowest. Yeah, sloth. Being, it says the new speed profile, sloth. It wants me to pay attention. Okay, I'm paying attention. You see, I don't need to touch it. Okay, you're welcome. Thank FSD. Don't thank me. It was waving at me. I'm like, yeah. Thank FSD, not me. Yeah. So, even though in Mad Max mode, right? Even though in Mad Max, it's still patient enough to allow pedestrians to go, to allow cars to go. It's like it knows that there was a red ahead. That's smooth. That's nice. So, introducing like a new speed profile sloth, which comes with lower speeds and more conservative lane selection than chill. So, if you think chill is chill already, sloth is even more chill, So if you're someone who is very conservative, I think my wife, but if it's on a day when she's running late and rushing to work, I think chill will still be, or maybe standard will still be what she would want to use. Yeah. And then it's also introducing a new speed profile, which is called Mad Max. Comes with higher speeds and more frequent lane changes than hurry. I would like to take Mad Max on the highway. I want to see what it's going to do. And then it says driver profile now has stronger impact on behavior. The more assertive the profile, the higher the max speed. So basically, on a scale or on the frequency of assertiveness, sloth is the least assertive. It's a second guess, and while Mad Max is the most assertive. But what I've found right now from my testing and driving it, even the most assertive Mad Max is still careful. So, make of that what you will make of it. So I think it's good enough. And then it says right scroll way up and down. Now adjust speed profile setting rather than your precise max speed offset selection in miles per hour. So basically before, you see this scroll, if I scroll it up, it's going to increase the speed. But now if I scroll it down, you see, it has changed to hurry. The moment I change to hurry, it slowed down a little bit. Back to Mad Max, it should pick up. Yes. So before now, it wasn't 30. That I'm very sure of. I think it was like 40 or maybe even 50. But then 30 was what it saw last. And that's what the car stuck to. So that's another thing that I think I've noticed with respect to the speed profiles and yeah. Then UI improvement. So it says you can now view yourself driving stats under control. So basically, start then another thing. So basically, the first one if you come to controls, I think I'm here right now. So I'm going next, like. Oh. Okay. Okay, this is where it wants to go through. Normally I would go that way, but I think it's kind of packed, so it wants me to go through here. Anyway, that's not what I'm talking about. So yeah, under controls, autopilot, it will tell you how much self-driving do you do. You know, if I was the only one driving this car so far, my wife hasn't driven it yet. That's why you still have like 99%. I know once she drives it, it's gonna come down, and she's the one who drives this car the most. So yeah. What else is here? Speed offset. Okay. So I can still even increase the speed offset. Okay, I'm gonna put it to what I had before, which was 15 kilometers. So this is my first time driving through here. So Tesla FSD is trying to save me some few minutes. Still more on UI improvements. You can start self-driving with a tap of the touchscreen from park or anytime during your drive. So, you know, if I take it off self-driving, for instance, if I click here, it starts again, which doesn't used to be the case. Before, you have to always pull down the stalk. So this is a nice addition as well. Adjust speed settings like the speed profile and arrival options directly from the autopilot visualization on the center display. So basically, if you come here, if you under controls, autopilot, so I can adjust. So it wants me to pay attention. I didn't touch it still. I'm still looking. So basically, I can say for this entire drive, I almost haven't touched the steering at all. Even when it wants me to pay attention, I just have to look forward, which is nice. So I can adjust my speed profile even here. I can change it here. Speed limit, you know, I can do all sorts, right? Here, it's good enough. Which is kind of neat. I'm loving this improvement. Now I'm almost, then brake confirm for the start self. Okay, wants me to pay attention. I am. Yeah. I don't even need to touch it. I just need to look up. So, brake confirm from the start self-driving button is now defaulted off. So before, in fact, I used to have this too when I just got it, and I didn't change it for a long time until like very recently. It's almost that subconscious that, you know, I don't want to put it in full self-drive someday and then you automatically start driving. Honestly, I think FSD is good enough to that point where I would feel comfortable. I know that it's not going to do something stupid. The chances that it's going to do something stupid is really, really low, if that makes sense, right? So now they've kind of defaulted it. So before, I need to tap on brake for FSD to engage, even after pressing start self-driving. If you still want to do it, you can still go ahead. I believe you can still go ahead. I think they've taken it away completely. Okay. Yeah. They've taken it away completely. So, oh no, it's not. It's there. I'm paying attention. Under autopilot, brake confirm. So if I check this blue button, anytime I click on start self-driving, it will expect me to step on the brake before it moves, but I don't need that. This is good enough. I'll let it do its thing going forward. We're running through the updates really quickly because our drive is almost coming to an end soon. And then the last one is full self-driving supervised. This is like generic. So I like how it says under your supervision. I think this is more of like Tesla trying to indemnify themselves, you know, making sure that it is clear that we are saying you still have to supervise this thing. Anyway, it says under your supervision, full self-driving supervised can drive your Tesla almost anywhere. It will start from a parked position, make lane changes, select forks to follow your navigation route, navigate around other vehicles and objects, make left and right turns and park at your destination. You and anyone you authorize must use additional caution and remain attentive. Like, this is very, very important. So even as you fiddle with the screen, and I'm not an extreme person who believes, you cannot touch your phone at all when you're driving, all of that. Especially when you have FSD on. I fall in that category where I think some rules are useful for certain time periods. Like, don't ever grab your phone are useful for when you are the one fully driving. When that's the case, a split second in lapse in concentration, you're in trouble. But with full self-driving, like I said, like, I haven't had to do anything other than that difficult situation that I put it in, where I had to like nudge it forward a little bit. But overall, the car is holding its own. The car drives way better than a new driver, than a driver who is still afraid. So, but then Tesla still wants you to pay attention to be liable. Now, this is one place where it makes mistake. I'm supposed to go, as you can see, so there is a right turn here, but I'm going straight down. It's beginning to indicate as if it wants to take this right turn. So I hope it's not going to make that mistake and take this particular lane. So I'm going to wait and see. Just waiting. I was gonna continue to talk about all the other updates, but I want to see what it's going to do here. Now we've got a green. Okay, this is an improvement. In the past, 13.2.9 has attempted to go down this lane, this right lane. But this one, it waited. That's cool. That's neat. So back to my explanation, like to the release notes breakdown. So we're here, full self-driving supervised. No, not Tron mode yet. So basically, Tesla is just indemnifying themselves, saying you still have to pay attention. Reading between the line, it says it does not make your vehicle autonomous. So contrary to what's that guy's name again? Sawyer, Omar from Omar's catalog, and all the fanboys will tell you, this car is still not autonomous. It is really close, like a really solid level 2 inching on level 3, but it is still not autonomous. Tesla says so themselves, right? So, and like I said, I believe in the project. Don't let me say I know, because nothing is guaranteed, but I believe in the project. I'm confident that we will get to level 5. I'm confident that we will get to level 5. I'm confident that, this car was too slow. This should have gotten in between that. So I'm still fine getting in behind you. It still comes to the same thing. So anyway, so I say it again. It says you and anyone you authorize must use additional caution and remain attentive. It does not make your vehicle autonomous. I'm going to say this all the time. This car is still not autonomous. Do I believe that it's really close? Just a little bit of polishing. If they can figure out like the things with the navigation and just a little bit of big kinks here and there, it's going to be autonomous. It says it does not make your vehicle autonomous. Do not become complacent. So when people make excuses and say, yeah, I was doing this and then this happened, it's your fault. Excuse me. You're the driver behind the wheel. Tesla is clear. Do not become complacent. So, Tron mode. This is one that so many persons are kind of, waiting for. I'm gonna do a different review of this Tron mode at another time. It's cool when you put your car in Tron mode. It looks like you have like, I'm not a movie person, but I know about Tron. So if I do know, then I think everyone else should know. Your car is gonna, like, in the display, the way I'm seeing my car in the display like this is gonna look like that, and then it's gonna make some nice sounds too. So part of the update as well, there's Grok Beta. You can now talk to Grok, which is built by AI. I think I need to buy premium or connect to Wi-Fi to be able to use Grok, which is fine by me. Like, I have like unlimited subscription, so I'm not buying premium connectivity anytime soon. So I'm gonna test this on another day. We'll probably test the storyteller. Ask Grok to tell us a story as we go on a trip. So watch out for that video. 3D buildings says you can now see buildings and cityscapes in more detail with 3D view. To enable, switch to map view and tap the 3D icon. Requires premium connectivity. Elon, at least not for now. I'm not giving you my money for premium connectivity. If I'm not seeing the utility there yet, making my map be able to view in 3D. Okay, it's cool, it's nice. You see, even the car is aware that if the exit is not clear, it should not go in. But humans, like we saw not long ago, okay, we should go that way. We should go that way, buddy. You see a human? That's a human behind us. Do not bump into me. Do not bump into me. If you do not touch me, you see, it's like it's so close. Like, you see the car? Like, it's so close, you see? Like, it's not gonna fit you, man. Like, the lane is not clear. Like, people are just very impatient. If you had made contact with me, there would have been problem. I think it's a company car, so they better have coverage. So, dashcam viewer updates. It says street names are now included in dashcam event details when available, making it easier to distinguish between recorded events. That's nice. In addition, the mobile dashcam viewer now streams and downloads at a higher resolution. Requires Tesla app version 4.49.5 and above. Okay. Then new scroll wheel functions. Your left scroll wheel now includes new options for quickly accessing various vehicle controls, such as bioweapon defense mode. I don't need that. Mute navigation and music lights sync. You see, the car is, even though in Mad Max mode, it is cautious. It's waiting for this car to complete its parking. At least to a point where it knows, because if that car should make adjustment and bumps into me, I'm gonna be at fault. I saw it parking and I didn't wait. Which I think honestly, I think humans can learn from FSD. Minor update, Apple Music, not interested, I don't use it. I use YouTube Music. You can log in, if you use Apple Music, maybe this one is for you. An organized playlist view with folders and all of that. Log into your media using a Tesla app notification for a faster, more seamless experience. You can now choose whether a phone key is required before a driver profile can be selected. So yeah, if you're sharing the car with multiple persons, yeah, this would be neat. Security improvement, yeah. Frontal airbag system enhancement, this has been there. Low power mode, yeah, this has been there. Other minor updates. So honestly, those are the updates so far. Remember, we chose street parking. It's right there under here. It says street. So it has pulled up by the street side for me. And we have arrived at our destination. This has been impressive. I'm proud of what this has done. If you enjoy this, if you think this makes sense, so like to sum it up, what's my impression so far? I think it's a really good system. It is still what I would say like level 2.89, not 2.9, yeah, 2.89, like really close. Just very little details still needs to be ironed out for it to like move to the next level. I disagree with those who say, oh, it's level 5 already. It's not anywhere near level 5 yet. Level 5 would not make the mistake it made at that spot where, was trying to navigate. It's going to be difficult. Level 5 is like expert level driver, a really good driver. I reckon I also probably have taken my time to get in there to be difficult, but a human would have done it, especially when the car behind me has kind of given me the room to move ahead. But Tesla was still kind of hesitating. Also with level 5, the navigation would be 100%. The navigation is still not 100%. It's good, it's better, it has improved a great deal, but it's still not there. And one plus for it, we got here just in time. I'm happy with it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And if you'd like me to do more of this kind of video, I've been hesitating pushing this kind of video out on a regular. How often do you want to see me do videos? I could do them daily. And do you want me to do a live stream, like live reaction when some of these updates come up? Let me know your thoughts. And thanks for riding along. I will see you guys on the next one. Cheers.